Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. Um, we didn't plan for the time lapse between
A little
episodes,
hiatus.
little hiatus. But as Barry said before the recording started, life comes at you fast. So a lot's happened in the world of sports in the last month or whatever it's been. Um, but we'll tackle it. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it slowly but surely. First order of business: Argentina wins the Copa America. We spoke about it. Let's move on. Um,
Can we talk about how the fans decided to ruin my stadium?
Dude, that was
yes,
insane.
That's insane.
But
How?
like, regardless, every stadium and any game was just absolute mayhem in the stands.
Yeah, no, yeah,
listen.
that's for sure. But I'm saying to get into the stadium, they were
Yeah,
crawling through air ducts.
yeah, I saw
That
that.
I've never seen that before. They were ripping apart air ducts and crawling up there to try to sneak into the game.
Listen, this is a good wake up call for the United States
Oh,
as it pertains to the World Cup.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a learning
If
curve.
you can't handle a Copa, good luck with the World Cup.
yeah, World
Good
Cup
luck with the World Cup. And
mayhem.
I also don't understand. It's not like they haven't they hosted the World Cup in '94, right? Like they're
Yeah,
not new to big tournaments
yeah,
of this caliber. So I don't get it. I'm not sure what
and
happened there.
yeah,
Um, but it was an entertaining tournament to say the least. Shout out to Canada for making it to the semis, really and truly.
yeah,
I thought they maybe would get out the group stage because Chile's a tough out.
yeah.
We all knew Argentina was going to go through,
Yeah,
and they held Chile to a draw. Uh, they beat Peru with the Jonathan David goal.
Yeah.
They beat Venezuela in pens, and it didn't even need to go to pens. It really didn't.
no,
Like they should have they should have.
Miscommunication. Crepo and the defender there. It's just,
Not only that, they should have buried like they should have had
oh
like three
yeah.
four
oh
goals.
yes,
But that was all tournament long. That I think Canada's biggest issue now is going forward. Like you have
Yeah,
like one guy that everyone says should be scoring lots of goals in David, and he wasn't really clinical in this tournament. There was a lot of chances he fluffed. There was the goals he scored. There were some nice finishes, but like he missed a lot.
yeah,
And like
looking
going
like
into
Darwin
that,
Nunez. As I was telling people, it was a team full of Darwin Nunez's.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's what I was watching.
yeah, no, there's no finishing on that team. I think until that like this the semifinal, they only had 2 goals in the tournament. So it's
yeah,
like
Well, even
the
after the semifinals, only
semifinal,
the third
yeah.
place game.
But they at least they scored 2 goals in that game, right? That was the most goals we scored in the tournament. So it's like,
Yeah,
I mean, they choked near the end. They fell asleep defensively, but overall, it was a good tournament. First ever time in the Copa going to a semifinal.
yeah.
Obviously, even though they weren't likely to win, it would have been cool to finish with like a third place medal.
yeah.
They had it. It was the 88th. Well, no, it was the what? The 93rd minute.
90, 90 plus two.
But it's
Yeah,
really good
like they
progress for
had it.
Canada.
Oh yeah, especially after the World Cup 2 years ago, where they couldn't win a game. They scored what 1 goal. Davies scored in the last game of the
Yeah,
tournament for them to score their first ever World Cup goal. So it's like baby steps, right?
Yeah,
I, you want Marsh to stay. I get like he's only been in charge
absolutely.
for 6 months
7 weeks.
now. Yeah, yeah, even less. Sorry, 2.5 months. 1.5 months. Oh, almost 2 months. Sorry, but still, it's like you can see there's a little bit of progression, and like just going forward, it now is probably going to be the biggest issue. And I saw in an interview he did, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, about Canada needs to do better at developing young guys, and that's pretty something they just need to do. Like you can't be your young guys can't be 23, 24 developing. They got to be developing at like 16, 17, right? Like he was talking about Bombito because he had a breakout tournament this tournament. And he's like, yeah, we only found him now at 23 years old. Like trying to develop a 23-year-old is a lot more difficult than trying to develop a 16-year-old, right? And like he says, he has the quality to be a really good defender. It's just that he is 23 and 24, so there's steep learning curves tactically, right? Everyone's like, you're gonna be individually gifted. The same thing with Kone. Kone is individually like very good, It's just the technical awareness around him isn't there yet because that's what Canada doesn't do properly.
But now look where he's going. He's going to
Yep.
Marseille, where he'll be
De
with
Zerbi.
Roberto De Zerbi, who is one of the best at developing young talent in the world. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that. I feel like the Ishmael Kone that we saw in this Copa America tournament and the one that we're going to see in the World Cup in 2 years from
He's
now,
a lot of growth. There's
Yeah,
going to be a
yeah,
lot
this
of
is a
growth
and
very
there.
you're going to
raw
see it.
version of him.
You know, he had
Yeah.
that beautiful goal against Uruguay,
Oh,
that
yeah,
bicycle
that
kick,
was
and it was like
stunning.
it wasn't like your
Standing
regular,
bicycle.
yeah, it wasn't
No.
your normal tourist like prototypical
It's kind of like a
bicycle
chip
kicker.
too. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was like an awkward one, but it was beautiful. So Canada, listen, a lot to take away. I know it's unfortunate that they didn't medal, but I think they're going to be fine going forward, and I just want to see more of the players get more and more European experience
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's king. That is king. Like you need to have that, and now
and
you
that's where
Moise
you're gonna get the
Bombi.
tactical. Yeah, that's like where you're gonna
Yeah,
get everything like that because North American is like soccer, like the MLS. They don't really play technical, so it's
No, they
like
don't.
that side of the game's not gonna get developed here. You
yeah,
need to go to Europe and build up that knowledge and that style of play and bring it over to our national team.
exactly. And I think Moise Bombito's has had some links to
Yeah,
European clubs. So now you got like three guys in Kone, David, and Alfonso Davies that are already in Europe. You got some other guys, Alistair Johnson's, I believe, playing in the Scottish Premier League or
Celtic.
Scottish League.
Yeah,
Isn't
Uh,
yeah.
Buchanan
There's
at
your Celtic.
Inter?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
sadly
now
broke
possibly
his
Moise
tibia.
Bombito.
Yeah,
So it's
and
on the up and up. I'm excited to see what happens. As for the rest of the tournament, Brazil underwhelming,
Very.
very
very
underwhelming.
underwhelming. Like,
I don't. I
and
know Vinny didn't
everyone.
play in that game
Yeah.
against Uruguay. Was it Uruguay? Yeah, Uruguay. Uh, he
Yeah.
didn't play, and that's unfortunate. But there's still too much talent on that team,
And
to not be
yeah.
producing.
And Ronaldinho was right before the tournament started. He says, "This is not a Brazil team I know. This is not a Brazil team I support." And everyone was in shock. Now we know why.
He must
Like
be
we
going for
watched this
Paraguay.
tournament. We know now. We know why. Like why he was talking about that. The team showed zero character throughout this entire tournament. Like it was like a shell of that nation what they're supposed to be.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I don't know what it is. I don't like their back line
No.
outside of Militao and like I don't find Gabriel's the same when he plays for
No,
Brazil.
absolutely. But because he's a number 2 on Arsenal, like he's not even a
Yeah.
number 1, and he plays like the offensive center back,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You can't
and
on
their
Brazil.
midfield,
Very
No,
very weak at this
very
point.
weak
not a
midfield.
fan of
Besides
it.
Paqueta, very weak midfield.
At that, like
Yeah,
he might be
Bruno
And
going back to
Guimaraes.
Brazil
Guimaraes,
now too.
What?
Paquetá might be going back to Brazil. I saw instead of a big move around Europe, which was
Yeah, I don't
shocking.
know. It depends on his case. But I mean, look, they have Paqueta and
Yeah,
Guimaraes, but like they're both good, right?
defensive. Well, no, Paquetá is attacking, but like he's very hit or
But what
miss
I'm
type of
saying is,
guy.
it's not.
Yeah,
They're both solid players, but that's
yeah,
at most that's what it is, right?
yeah.
um, and obviously they're attacking. Their attacking is always good.
Yeah, it always has
Yeah.
been.
It's always good. That's never the
But
issue.
it's definitely tough when you're trying to start a 17-year-old in a knockout game, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not. I mean, we
Well,
saw Spain do it, but like not everyone is Lamine Yamal,
But there's
right?
just like Spain's just a better run team
yeah,
than
Spain
Exactly.
is
Brazil.
the most tactical
It's a lot different.
team there is.
So Brazil underwhelming. Uruguay, I thought Uruguay
Very good.
was honestly gonna win it.
I
Uh,
thought Colombia was the strongest, and I said it from before the tournament
yeah,
started. I called it
I,
early. I said they were on the 18 or 19 game win streak before this tournament started.
I think it
I
was
wasn't
22
shocked how, yeah,
coming
whatever.
into the
Like
tournament.
it was a disgusting record coming into that tournament, and I was like, for everything that I've seen, it was like, okay, this team can actually compete. And that guy Rios in the midfield is insane. I think he still plays in Colombia or something like that. But like, guy's gonna get a big move after that
Yeah,
tournament,
but I
Probably, yeah.
especially.
believe actually it's
I
funny
saw
to say that. Yeah, AC Milan is
Interested.
They're always interested in people. Do they get them? Different
Everyone,
story.
yeah, they're always interested.
I thought they were getting Xerxes, and then you said Murata.
Every
moving on.
Hey, you got your own cup
Listen,
winner.
listen. I was against Morata at first, but after seeing how he played in that tournament, I'm okay with it. And also, I see the vision. I see the
The
vision.
vision
I
is you're
if
don't.
not
he's your,
allowed a striker under 30, eh?
No,
but
honestly,
I saw another
sorry.
report that you guys are going after Fulkrug, and I like that signing because I like him.
I
Yeah.
like it too.
I don't see him leaving Germany, though.
Neither,
I
but
think.
like,
I think Milan is how I'm interpreting this move by not
mhm.
pursuing Xerxes. I know you didn't want to pay the commission for
Yeah.
his
No one
agent,
wants. Yeah,
but if you
ridiculous.
really wanted him, you would have done it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And for me, I think their mentality is Xerxes probably like 24, 25. I think their mentality is, listen,
Xerxes
we got a
23.
guy,
Sorry.
he's 23.
we got a guy in Francesco Camarda who's 16 years old. Why are we gonna waste resources and money on a guy who's 23, which we would have to build around for at least 3-4 years, and then Camarda's gonna
Yeah,
be ready by that time? Why not go with a proven striker that's up 30-ish, above 30, and that way when he's kind of on his way out, then we have our next guy, the one that we feel he's ready, because Camarda's gonna be playing in City C, because we finally have a City C team
yeah,
going this season. So I that's kind of how I'm interpreting
That's
them
fair.
signing out Alvaro Morata. And also, listen, Morata did the little things this tournament. I know the numbers weren't eye popping,
He did his
but
job.
he was a part of the build up play. He made some good passes. You know what I mean? Gave the team some good opportunities. And I think playing with a guy like Rafael Leao, who loves to set people up, I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine.
it's just
But
very similar to Giroud. Like it's just
just younger.
yeah, exactly. But it's like when France won the World Cup. Giroud was just the glue guy. He didn't have any. They won the World Cup and he scored 0 goals. But like
Yeah,
that's just the type of striker he is, and I think that's what they're trying to do with now that Giroud's gone from Milan because he's gone
yeah,
to LAFC. It's just a easy mess, right? Because it's the same style. Obviously, Morata's a little bit quicker, but like he's not a burst pace type of guy. It's the same thing with Giroud. Like he's a big body. You can use it, control the ball, so it's like a someone you can just plug into the hole that they're missing now.
exactly. And so we'll see how it turns out. But no, back to the Copa America. I thought Uruguay. I thought the injury to Araujo, Ronald Araujo, was big. Um, but I do agree with you. Colombia was fantastic, and in that Copa final, um, McAllister should have been called for a penalty. That's just me. Um, we've seen worse calls get called.
Yeah, fair.
We've
And
also
when I
seen a
say
lot of
worse, I mean not bad, like at all, like not worth a
yeah,
penalty.
yeah,
Um, but Colombia, they just didn't capitalize on the opportunities. That's
no,
really what it came down to. You know what I mean? And Lautaro Martinez, who is like the first striker to show up for Argentina,
Surprisingly, it's him.
like
yeah.
damn near. Like I know Julian Alvarez like has
He had a
done
good
some
World Cup.
things. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been here. He's done things, but like
Yeah.
really, this maybe what you're going back to Hernan Crespo is the first, and he wasn't even doing it on like
no,
semifinal stages. You know what I mean? Like
right.
this is the first time an Argentinian striker has showed up in God knows how long. Because
Yeah, like
Higuain,
maybe like
God.
Batistuta. Like
yeah,
how long ago was it? Like
Higuain
yeah,
wasn't doing it. Dybala wasn't even
absolutely
getting
not.
called up.
Not
Dybala's not a
not a
striker, but
striker,
he's
though.
same.
No, but
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then like even like Tevez wasn't doing these like didn't do much there.
Yeah,
Aguero didn't do
and
anything
you
with it.
and you surprised Tevez wasn't doing it because Tevez the kind of feels like he
Yeah,
can fit
just
in
Anywhere.
anywhere.
seamlessly, you
Yeah,
know. So I don't know. I don't know.
and March he did it. Lautaro did it off the bench this tournament, which
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
he scored what 5 6 goals coming
yeah,
off the
5 goals,
bench.
I
Like
think.
he didn't start most game. I think he started the first or second game, but after that it was Alvarez coming like starting every game.
Yep.
yeah. And you know what it is? I know they've won 2 Copas in the World Cup, but I really don't think this team is good. Like, it bothers me. It bothers me so much because you look at the
Yeah.
starting lineup and they're not good. Like, they're not good. They should not be winning these fucking tournaments. They
But I
shouldn't.
find just
It
South America
drives
in
me nuts.
general is
They
not.
play with so much passion that I think that's like the big thing. It's
Like,
like,
Rodrigo De Paul is ass.
Yeah, he is.
but he played well in that final. He was one of the better players in that
Sure,
final.
But that's not
sure.
saying
Like,
much. When he's one of the better players when they all played they all played.
But he was good
decent
defensively. He was good. He was good, like recovering the ball. He was very good in his positioning. Right. He's not. He's never going to be a guy going forward. That's not his style of game.
Yeah,
But
that's
like
fine.
defensively, he was a rock for that.
I'm be honest with you. I think out of every outside of maybe Greece, every international team that's won a major trophy this said 21st century, I think they're the worst.
That's tough to say though because they have two in the World Cup.
I know, but that's why it's annoying.
They got the hardware. Yeah.
They're ass. Like, and I see people comparing them to Spain. Spain would run circles. Spain would run circles around them boys.
Can't compare.
This Spain team would run circles around them boys.
Yeah.
So
they played well. Yeah.
It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts because I really don't think they're good. I really don't think they're good, but they've won.
That's fair, to be honest.
You know, they won. Whatever. Unfortunately, to my dismay.
I just found the Copa America, the way they did the brackets was fucking weird. Like
It's
the groups
stupid.
are the groups, but then nothing crossed over.
Yeah.
You just played the same teams again. I mean, no sense.
Yeah.
They want to afford some luxuries to some players and teams. That's all I can say. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. And also, so stupid. Why do you not have extra time in any knockout phase game but the final?
Yeah.
What? And why is there a halftime show? What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And I'm personally someone that I don't like halftime shows, even for the Super Bowl.
That's why
I don't
Euro, they do it pregame. In the final, it's always pregame.
Yeah.
And this is why I know the Super Bowl halftime show is a spectacle. I get it, but I just don't like it because it's unnatural.
Yeah.
You're disturbing the flow of a game. These guys are not accustomed to waiting in a locker room for half an hour.
Yeah.
You know, especially in the NFL, especially in Euro. Like 15, 20 minutes, they're back onto the field.
Before the game starts. A great opener.
Exactly. So anyways.
It's fine. It's a lot of weird but the Copa's always been like that. They've changed the format. I don't know how many times. They used to do groups, then they did one big group, and then it was like smaller. And now Canada, America, and all the islands there, Mexico, and all that are in there. Like every year, 2 years, it's just like a weird, different format. So I don't know. No one can really get accustomed to it.
I don't know, man. They have it seemingly whenever they want to have. Listen, you look at how many Euros have been played, right? Spain has the most titles with 4. Yeah. Yo, Uruguay and
like 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
Uruguay and Argentina have 31 combined.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy. There hasn't even been 31 Euros played, and these guys have 31 combined. Like, that's crazy to me. That's so they're not. Sometimes they don't even feel like a serious competition. Like, they just do shit. They slap shit to the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
I'm just mad Argentina won. I'm just mad. I don't like Argentina.
But I mean, I do agree with most points that you've mentioned, and also the reffing was horrible. But
the Copa has always been a lot looser.
Okay.
They just
Yes, sure.
How many red cards we saw this tournament, and there could have been more. It's just because that's they play so physical.
Yeah, but there's a difference between physical and headbutting a person. Yes, that's an egregious issue. That was just an egregious one to call. But there's at some point it's not aggressive. You're out there and you're murdering each other. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Sanchez
not tactical.
Elbowed someone in the stomach and didn't get a card.
That's what I'm saying.
It was ridiculous.
I don't understand.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about for the Copa?
No,
not really.
They just need to change their format and stick with a good one.
One thing. I think Emi Martinez is the best penalty saving goalie of all time. After watching the last couple tournaments, I don't know that guy. Watching not only the tournaments but him in Europe with Austin Villa, I think he has got to be up there for one of the greatest penalty stoppers ever.
I'm not doing that. Who has he? Who's the best in these tournaments? Who's the best PK? Hold on a second. Sorry, wait 2 seconds. Who's the best PK taker that he saved? France. Mbappe scored on him. Who missed? Like Chouameni.
He saved was it Colomboiani he saved? There was was it no, it wasn't Turam, was it? Well, yeah, he stopped 2 in that game, no, and then he stopped 2 in
The World Cup. He didn't stop. He didn't stop no
2.
one. Like,
but it's just like the way I don't know. To me,
I hear you.
The tactics. It's the
I like
Donnarumma
more. I like Donnarumma more. He just hasn't had the opportunity because they haven't qualified for a World Cup in 10 years, and
Maybe.
you know, he saved Luka Modric's penalty in the game against Croatia. We'll get to that and all that, but
yeah,
I hear you. I don't think you're crazy. Crazy, but it's not for me. Also, another thing about going back, and this is not just Copa, but why are managers sending out a center back to take the first penalty kick of the fucking game? What are we doing?
Yeah,
Switzerland. Why are you sending out Akanji to take your first PK? What are we talking about? You have how many you have guys that are put in positions on a game to game basis that actually get shots on target in a game.
Yeah.
Like an actual shot, not a header, like a you're kicking the ball. And you make Akanji take your first PK and he misses. What a coincidence. And Brazil, why is Militao taking your first penalty? What are we talking about here? And shout out to Moise Bombito, because Moise Bombito went out there.
He
Brother calm, cool, and collected. He calm, cool. Listen, if it's not Sergio Ramos, Ronald Koeman, maybe Gerard Piqué, don't send them up there. Bonucci, don't send them up there, right? Yeah. We'll go back to 94 World Cup. Who missed the penalties besides Roberto Baggio? I love them to death. But Maldini and Baresi both missed penalties. So please stop overthinking the game. Unless you got, like I said, Sergio Ramos, Bonucci, Ronald Koeman, Gerard Piqué coming down. I don't want to see that shit. Going to the Euro though. Let's get Italy out the way. Disappointing.
Horrible. Yeah. Like every game was horrible.
Every game was horrible. It made me. I liked the team going in.
Yeah.
But leaving it, I questioned it.
Yeah.
I hated it because I'm looking at why Locatelli and Verratti definitely could have done a better job than what you had.
Verratti, we just don't know about right now, right?
Yeah, but people said that about N'Golo Kante, and what did N'Golo Kante? He was France's best player.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, absolutely.
France's best player.
Scamacca had like 0 shots.
Scamacca zero, terrible.
But
I told Barry, I said before the tournament, call up Francesco Camarda. He could have done what Scamacca done. He could have done that for you.
But
you
I blame two things for that. One, it's on him also in the sense of like I would watch him and he would just come in too deep. Like you're a target man, you don't need to be building up the plays. And second, we know we have a target man, no crosses, 0. They bring on Retegui. They start crossing the ball. I'm like, why?
Yeah, it made no sense.
Why?
There was 0.
This guy is 6'5".
Spalletti's tactics the entire tournament were questionable. The lineups he threw out there, the style of we never even played a convincing style of play throughout the entire tournament.
Regardless of the lineups,
there was no build-up play. All we were doing was feeding Chiesa on the wing and just let him. It was like no one came for support, no one helped him. He would run down the wing. He'd try to dribble past one guy and then look up and there was nothing.
Yeah.
There were no outlets.
It was terrible. And like I said, Orsolini had no business not being on that team.
Yeah.
Cristante had no business being on that team. I'm losing my train of thought of someone else. Fagioli had no business being
Shouldn't
on
have been on
that
the
team.
team.
And there was reports afterwards that
He
players on
caused
the team
friction. Yeah.
they didn't like that he was there because they felt like he ratted out Tonali, and he did.
Yep.
He did. He ratted on my guy. I ain't justifying what Tonali did, but listen, I will say though, despite the atrocity that I witnessed, that my eyeballs saw from Italy,
Yeah.
especially I think the Switzerland game was the worst.
Was
Because
the
listen,
worst.
they didn't do shit against Spain,
Yeah.
but they defended well against Spain.
Yeah, they did.
We got unlucky with that. Yeah.
Outside of Di Lorenzo,
It was horrible this tournament.
they defended well against
I didn't
Spain.
care.
Bastoni and Calafiori, outside of that own goal, which is unfortunate, they did
They
well.
bossed. Yeah.
They
Right, the
they
media.
did.
It was our
I
best
thought they did
performance
the
this
best
tournament.
outside of
Yeah.
Germany. They gave them the toughest test defensively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is that's Italian football, right? I Bastoni, Calafiori, and Donnarumma, the
All the
only
good
three
players in
bright
this tournament.
spots.
Yeah.
Only three bright spots. I thought if Calafiori had, I thought he could have made team of the tournament if he played the knockout game. I really did,
I agree with that.
but he didn't. So you're not going to go off a 3-game sample size. I understand it. I will say though, I do have high hopes for the World Cup in 2026. I do.
If we make it.
Fingers crossed.
If we make
But
it. Yeah.
you have
I don't
Calafiori.
know.
I think they transition to a back three.
I hope
They
to
need
God
they
they
need
do.
to change this system. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Bastoni,
defensively you never question defensively. It's always been offensively, and like that question's never getting answered.
can I interest you in Francesco Camardo?
Yeah, when he's
Can I
ready,
interest you
which he might need to
in
be ready real quick.
can I
We're not
interest
going to
you
talk
in
about Pafundi's performance
Pafundi?
yesterday.
Thank you.
His
Can I
performance
finish my
yesterday.
sentence, bro? Pafundi. Can I
I knew
interest
it was
you in
coming.
Pafundi? Can I interest in you in Milan's future captain, Kevin Zaroli? Stop playing, Paul. So I'm telling you, we
We'll see.
nice. Italy's gonna be good. The midfield, in 2026, I agree. We'll see what the forwards are gonna say. Because truthfully, I'm saying it tongue in cheek. Camardas, he may get called up, maybe,
Off the bench.
But
but
regardless, like
yeah.
if
but
you
he's not gonna play.
the thing is, even if you have a quality striker, they're just not playing properly with them. Like,
But
look,
this is
Skamaka
why
shit the bed this tournament, but he was going in as probably one of the best strikers we had in a while, and we did not utilize him at all. There was zero crosses going into the box to a 6'5" target man. There was zero balls going into the box from any direction except
But
for
I-
Fagioli trying to chip it through the middle, which made zero
But-
sense.
I don't think I don't have that expectation. Like I don't think the team's gonna perform as poorly as they did. This is definitely this was a wake up call.
Yeah.
For Spalletti for the whole
Yep.
team. Yes, it was a disappointment, but I would be shocked if I saw what I saw transpire just now in the Euro in 2026. I'd be shocked. I think the back line is going to be the back line. Italy always defends well.
Yeah.
I think the midfield is
That's
going
never
to be
an
good.
issue.
The midfield, you get a Tonali back.
Tony back would be solid.
You get a Barella who's still going to be there.
Yeah.
He's going to be what 28 by that time probably, or
I think so.
I believe I think he's like 26. So he's going to be 28, still in the heart of his prime. You have a Tonali. Maybe Fagioli takes a step. Maybe Almirante takes a step. Moretti, sorry. Moretti takes a step forward. You know what I mean? Like, I do think that they're going to be okay. As for the forwards, hopefully Chiesa can find some form.
He did well. He just had no help.
There was no help. Yeah, like
Zero.
he did what he could.
Zero. So we'll see what happens. But I do have high hopes. Because look, you look at somebody. Argentina's gonna fall off a map. Okay, they're gonna fall off the map.
Yeah.
Brazil is not Brazil of old. France is always a threat. England, I gotta see who the manager is. If they get Pep, I'm nervous.
They were looking
nervous.
at
Yeah,
Pep.
Klopp,
They
it's
were
bad.
looking. No,
They're looking at
Klopp's
Klopp.
not going. He's taking time off. But they
Yeah,
were
but
looking
the
at
World
Pep.
Cup's
They were
only
looking
2026.
at.
Yeah, he could still take time off and take the job.
Yeah, because
Well,
apparently
you don't just show up in 2026. You're still.
No,
No,
hold on
but
a second. Hold on a second. Apparently, sorry to cut you off, Barry. Apparently, the FA is willing to, for Pep, they're willing to wait out his contract in 2025 and hire an interim head coach and then hire Pep.
That's fair.
So they could do the same for Klopp as well.
They were looking at Poch too.
Yeah, they look. I saw Potter too, and I saw
Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I saw there was another guy.
I mean, all
Just in case they
fantastic
were looking
coaches.
English. I mean, Potter is okay.
He
Yeah.
did great with Brighton, but let's be honest, what coach
Yeah.
did good with Chelsea
Yeah, fair.
in the recent era?
Yeah,
They don't have
they
the
fired
Tuchel did, and they fired
their
him.
best. Yeah.
Tuchel won them a Champions League and then fired him the next season.
Pochettino had their after Christmas they were like they
They
had a
were,
top 4
I
record
think,
after Christmas,
fourth
and they
best
still got
record
fired.
after Christmas, and parted ways.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
But like, what do you? Anyways, it's a whole different topic. But what do you expect when you bring in a bunch of 20-year-olds who've never played together for the first time? Like, Boley thinks this is like American, the American.
And then you
League.
got a midfielder on your team that's doing nonsense with Argentina. I'm not gonna get into
They
it.
sent out a statement, Chelsea.
He also sent out a statement today,
which was a dumbass statement.
Yeah.
It was a dumbass statement on his part.
It's
Anyways, I'm personally transferring that motherfucker. If that's my if I'm
at this point,
if I'm owner,
at this point you have to.
come on. Honestly, I might slap him upside his head. If I'm Wesley Fofana, if I'm any of these dudes that some of the guys that Jules Koundé, I might put hands on him because that's crazy to me. And that's not just him. Like, I don't know why he's getting highlighted the most because there was a lot of motherfuckers in that video. Everyone was in that video. Everyone was on that bus.
Apparently, there was I think 5 guys weren't on the bus at the time.
Yeah, like all of them motherfuckers.
Yeah,
You deserve just as much blame as
if you
as
join
anyone and come on, I mean, listen, it's no secret. They're like off the top of my head the only South American team that doesn't have black players. I've never seen, and maybe I'm just uninformed.
Well,
I've never seen
a country of history of Italians and Germans. Like
I've never seen a black Argentinian play soccer in my life ever. I've literally never seen it. I've literally never seen it. There's a black Slovakian kid.
That's hilarious.
I just seen he got signed. He's like 17.
But look,
I've never seen a black Argentinian in my life.
To be fair,
ever.
it could be multiple reasons. Like historically speaking, right? Barry said it is German and Italian. It's like Polish,
right?
If you ever you know what I mean?
But hold on a second. When you go to the roots of those actual countries, they have black players.
Oh, I'm sure.
Aside from Poland, I haven't seen a black Polish player. I will say that. But Switzerland.
Yeah, but a lot of Eastern Europe also, there's not many. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
it's just like for Argentina, it's like that they go back, like their history is from like the olden times of like these European countries where it was just all that like especially it's very known that like a lot of Nazis did migrate to Argentina after everything blew over, right? So it's like they do have that historical fit behind them.
Yeah. So, anyways, I hope consequences and repercussions are sent out for all those Argentinians.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't get suspended. We've seen racial things before. Yeah. So it's like
I don't know.
Bare minimum. Portugal got knocked out. Let's move on.
Didn't I try to warn you?
I saw Ronaldo.
How good is he as a manager?
Yeah, but Ronaldo says like, I think I'll be here for 2026. It was all the Portugal fans with like crying, but then they had like a happy mask in front of them. They're like, please no.
No, I listen. You know how much I love Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Give the keys to someone else.
He was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful. He had no business starting at all. He should have came off the bench. He would have been far more of a threat coming off the bench.
But not only just to say that, like he didn't even come off the field ever.
No.
So like to say a guy who wasn't running, a guy who wasn't, and the coach was like, "Yeah, it's his decision of whatever I do. It's on him." It's like
this was the first time I thought he should have come off the bench. I didn't think in the last World Cup he should have, because you saw in that game against Morocco, his presence, the best opportunity came when he came onto the field.
Yep.
And Bono just made a great save. That's all it was.
Yeah,
This was the first time I said, "Yo, he can't be on the field. He
Mm-hmm.
can't be." You should have put a Gonzalo Ramos in there just to see, just to at least see. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
they didn't do that. So
But
if he does return for the 2026 World Cup, he cannot start. He cannot start.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you win the first two games. That's what the group stage is for. Let others get some legs out there, get some, you know what I mean? So you're
Yeah.
ready, so
Yeah.
that they're ready for the next stage, and you also kind of get an idea. But they left them on against Georgia, and it was a horrible game from the
Horrible.
whole team. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But look, to be fair, it's Ronaldo, right? And the name gives
You
us
have to give him the
right.
benefit of the doubt, regardless, just off name factor alone, because you know what he could do
But
when
it's
something
Yeah,
also
but
happens,
you
right?
yeah,
did.
but it's also just there's certain players where you just don't, even if it's not the best, right? And I feel like they kind of had that mentality with Ronaldo that they knew they probably should start him on the bench, but like who's gonna be the one to bench him, right? There's certain players where that aura kind of is around them, and people don't want to make that decision.
Roberto Martinez isn't the manager to make that decision,
No,
anyways.
absolutely not.
He
He's
should
not
get
the
fired.
manager for a team.
He get fired. The amount of time. First of all, Rafael Leao was their best player of the whole tournament.
Off at
Oh,
65th minute every game.
yeah,
Rafael Leao and Pepe were the two best Portuguese
yeah.
players, and Vitinha. Vitinha was very good as
Vitinha
Vitinha
as
well.
was good
well.
this
Yeah.
tournament. Yeah.
And Nuno Mendes had some good moments,
Yeah.
especially in that last game against France. He was. I thought he was great against France. But Rafael Leao was phenomenal. Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes missed me with all them. They didn't do shit. Um, I thought they were underwhelming.
Bruno
But
Fernandes, especially, was very quiet throughout this
yeah,
entire
but
tournament.
what
Ghost.
does Roberto Martinez do? How many times did he sub off Leao early?
Every
Every
65th
game,
minute.
60 by the 65th minute, he was gone.
He's goofy. He's goofy. I'm sorry, he's goofy. So Portugal, I do think. I think I mentioned how I think Italy can have one of the better teams going into 2026. I think them benching Ronaldo
They'll have
will
yeah.
be an upgrade. I think that team could look scary in 2026. Also, Ruben Diaz, you're not it. Why is Pepe outplaying you, bro? Why is a 41-year-old Pepe outplaying you? And I thought this tournament, Antonio Silva, their young center back, should honestly, I kind of feel like they should have ran a three center back system. I'm not gonna lie. I would have had Pepe
Yeah.
out there with Ruben Diaz and Antonio Silva.
A lot of teams
And
shy away from three in the back.
yeah, I don't know. And Silva just
I
didn't get
don't
no love. I don't know. Ruben Diaz, he's gonna start because Pepe's old, but I'd be shocked if Antonio Silva's not starting in the next international tournament.
Yeah, fair. I don't know if Pepe's gonna make it to
Um,
the next one.
let's go to Netherlands. I want to do Netherlands. Um, we don't got to spend too much time on them,
know.
but I will say Ronald Koeman. Can Ronald Koeman explain to me why
Yep.
Frimpong's on the bench.
Weghorst is on the field for 88 minutes against England when you have Xerxes, who's better now than Weghorst has ever been in his career.
I don't disagree with bringing on Weghorst like late in the game because he's that
Oh
typical
yeah, because
get the ball in,
Sure,
big guy,
late,
right?
late.
That's
Sure.
what he did against
Argentina, in the
Argentina,
World
right?
Cup.
No, but
When Messi
he
had a
did it this
handball that,
tournament
that
too.
didn't get called.
He did it this tournament too. It was in the group stage. I forget the team they were playing, but
Yeah.
I mean I don't know why you're starting to pie in the first place.
He played terrible all tournament.
Yeah, I don't get that either. And also, why is Frimpong? Where's Frimpong?
Why is he on
That's
the
what I'm
bench? Yeah, why is
saying.
he on the bench? That,
I'm saying, like, what are these? What are do the? I don't like. Do people not talk to the manager? Like, do they not say, bro, what are you doing? Frimpong is on your bench against England for what?
Yep.
Frimpong was the best fullback in the world this year,
Yeah.
and he couldn't get minutes. It
Another
was
team.
incredible.
Why are you not Netherlands? Another team. Why are you not starting three center backs? You have Van Dyke. You have Nathan Ake,
Never played.
and you have.
Never played Delic. They
That's
never
what
played
I'm
Delic all
saying.
But
tournament.
Delic
Yeah, it
just
was.
gets like he gets to shine a stick everywhere he goes, and he's probably
Yeah.
like
Crazy.
I rate him so high in
He's
center backs.
23.
Like he's amazing, and bro,
He's good on the ball. He's strong.
Eric Dyer
he's quick,
was starting
he's-
over him. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
They're Netherlands. Listen, these teams and their fucking politics drive me nuts. Okay,
I mean, yeah.
I need to be a coaching guru. You know what? This is what coaches hire me. Okay, present to me your starting 11 before the game, and I'm gonna tell you if it's fucking ass or not. All right, because some of the shit that I was seeing this tournament is
Yeah.
Italy, Netherlands, Portugal. All three of you guys fucking drove me nuts.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
tournaments.
but Cody
All fucking
Gakpo
tournaments.
is him when he plays for Netherlands. It's
Yes.
ridiculous.
But when you play him on the wing,
Yeah.
like Liverpool
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah, but
like
it's because
he's not a
Liverpool have so
striker.
many wingers. That's the issue.
It doesn't matter. Okay, but he's better than Diaz. I'm sorry. Like when Gakpo's on his game, he's better than Diaz.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
but I think he's
So
never been
I'd
his
rather
game in
put him on the
Liverpool.
left wing. Like I don't know.
England.
Harry Kane should have sat the bench.
Lucked their way to a final, and there's a reason why Southgate is not coming back.
Exactly.
They played-
England.
There
They
are
played
so many
terribly.
things he
They-
did wrong. Okay, first, Kane played horrible. There was also reports he was injured, whatever. But he still doesn't.
Whatever.
I mean, look.
He scored. He scored 3 goals this tournament. He was tied for the
Yeah,
top.
okay, but
Like
there's.
he had a
one
shitty
just
tournament.
go in
He's
there.
still
There were 6 top scorers in this Euro.
yeah.
He played horrible. Foden did not play well, and he also played out of position. No idea why we're playing him on the left wing. Trent's not a midfielder. Glad they figured that out real quick.
Very after game 2, they're like, yeah, let's not do this again. Let's
What
play.
else is there?
Best decision Southgate did all tournament was start Minu.
Yeah.
Best decision he made all tournament.
So that's that. So Ollie Watkins played a lot better. Palmer should have started on the wing rather than Foden, and Foden should have been in the middle.
I would have preferred Palmer as my 10.
The issue is we put on fair. Like there's a lot they can do. Trippier horrible on the left back position
not a
this
left back,
tournament.
but he's not a left back.
Exactly, he's not a left back, and Luke Shaw did not play all year. Played the finals and was better than Trippier on the left the whole time. I understand he was off for 6 months, so you have your doubts. But when Luke Shaw might not be the greatest left back, when he plays for England, he's very calm in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, we saw it the last Euro when he scored against us 2 minutes
but the
into the
issue
game.
is they got to the finals, so it kind of gives them validation for making these mistakes. That's the worst part. Is like
but they never looked like I'm not gonna like shit on Jude, but he did not have a good tournament to say he had moments.
Yeah,
definitely had moments, but he wasn't good. Like you can't tell me that he had a great tournament this year. He had a great bicycle kick, and in the first game he scored that header.
Yeah.
But
I also don't think Jude. He shouldn't be having the same responsibilities with Real Madrid like he does with England.
Yeah, exactly.
All the talent that they have, you have no business playing Jude as a
number 10.
No, zero.
None.
Make him box to box.
Box to box is where he should have been.
Also, Declan Rice
couldn't make a forward pass for the life of him.
And especially in that final against Spain, in that second half, the amount of turnovers, like he's just panicking, like he's just kicking the ball away. Like, what are you doing?
And he's usually
this dude's worth 120 million. People think Declan Rice is better than Tonali. Okay, the average, no. The average.
I was trying to say he's better than Rodri. Like
no, okay,
that's stop. Rodri's
the
greatest CDM in the world.
But I'm saying like people were English fans are like Arsenal fans are trying to like you say he's the best CDM in the world when he's not. Like he was good this year for Arsenal, but he was trash going forward this tournament.
Conte is,
oh my god! At 36 years old, he was still the best CDM. Yeah,
Conte is better than Rodri, by the way. Just FYI.
No,
I'm not saying
time.
I'm not saying now.
Time, yeah.
Oh, all time.
Yeah, guy has Player of the Year
awards. Honestly, Conte might be the best.
Prem trophies.
Yeah, fair.
Conte might be the
top.
He might be the best CDM I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes. He might be the best. I know Busquets is Busquets, but Busquets is not gonna go.
They're not the same type of
CDM. No, exactly.
You're not
Busquets
asking the same from both of them.
Conte will clamp you up.
Yeah, Conte just has an engine that
that's nothing.
If you're talking just clamp up, and I love them.
They're very different. It's like
you're
not asking the same.
In terms of just I'm shutting you down. You're best.
Conte, but in terms of dictating the flow,
pace, and
control
and slowing down, and it's like Conte is good, but he's nowhere. close to Busquets on the ball, right? Like
No.
Busquets' technical ability is
But that's Spanish players.
another
But
level.
I think
Exactly.
I think Conte would give Xavi and Iniesta, one of them, a long day. One of them. One of them. Because now if you gave me two Contes, because Xavi and Iniesta is really good, like it's gonna be hard to. But like if you gave Conte someone on his level to go up against a Xavi and Iniesta, I think the motherfuckers have a long day.
But also when it was
That's
with
fair.
Spain, it wasn't just Xavi and Iniesta because then it was
Yeah, it was
we have
6
Xabi Alonso
midfielders.
I
behind, we
know
had
they had the
Fabregas, we
luxury.
had
They had the
David
luxury.
Silva. It's like okay, you have eight world class midfielders on
I
at once. It's like
I would have loved to have seen 2018 France versus one of those Spain teams.
But yeah.
2012 or sorry, no,
That would have been
2010 or
that would have been a
2010 team or
great
the '08 team. That
yeah.
'08 team was fantastic.
That would have been a great matchup.
Yeah.
Just because no one on that Spanish side is keeping up with Kylian's pace back then. No one.
Ramos could run back then, especially in
So,
'08 when he was playing as a right back.
Yeah.
He was a lot quicker as like
think so.
in his early years.
With my guy
I mean,
Paul Pogba diamond shit deep. Pogba was so good back then, boy. Let me tell you something.
Ruined his career.
Like all this France World Cup, Euro, just validated to me that if Conte, Mike Mignon, Benzema, and Pogba were healthy for the World Cup against Argentina, we're having a different.
depends.
Fair,
I don't know.
probably.
Like, is it going to be this? Is it going to be this Mbappe we saw? Because this Mbappe was pretty trash.
Well, okay, to be
Yeah,
fair,
but
he
this
also broke
Mbappe
his
didn't have Paul
face.
Pogba.
He couldn't head the ball.
He could do, but he couldn't do anything. I didn't
But
see him beat one guy. I didn't see him beat one guy once this tournament.
But the
Like, I
thing
didn't
is,
see
when you're
him
getting a
on
face
a run
injury,
beat
you're
anybody.
probably playing scared, right? Whether
Yeah,
it's
when you're
fair,
attacking, absolutely when you're attacking the ball, but like him driving the ball forward, I didn't see him beat a guy one on one.
But they also couldn't hit the net.
Yeah, no. Turam went from being one of the bright spots all season with Inter to being one of the worst
He was
performers in
bad.
this tournament.
Yeah.
He was bad.
So it's
He
like,
was bad. I thought he was gonna really take off.
yeah, and
He was
Yeah.
bad.
was the
Even
opposite.
Griezmann, I didn't think Griezmann was great either.
No,
He
I
was
didn't.
okay.
But yeah,
He was decent.
So we just tackled England. We tackled France. I don't know why Fikayo Tomori didn't get called up. Don't ask me. Don't know. They could have used him.
Southgate doesn't like people outside of England. It's just his
It's
thing.
really, well, I mean, obviously does because Harry Kane started every game.
That Harry Kane and Jude are different scenarios.
But but like Fikayo, from what I saw at center back, Fikayo would have been their best center back.
But for sure.
Yeah.
Like
I
John
even
Stones.
I took
John
Maguire
Stones
in that team too, because like he brings that extra essence
Who?
to that national
Maguire
team.
plays really well for
Maguire.
England.
He does play well for England.
Yeah.
Like
Germany,
Gahey, like he's okay, but like
it's his
that's
first
not good enough to
tournament.
be-
He's young. Like,
Yeah.
did I expect the world from him? No, he played okay. But I mean, you're going for
And
it,
then
and
Walker
you
had a
have
terrible tournament. I don't know how he was in the best 11. He made the tournament
he played-
11. I don't know how he
play
did that.
very well against Spain, and he was playing it. He picked up an injury.
I don't know. He was one of the reasons why they got scored on against Spain too. So on one of the
Danny
goals.
Carvajal should have been the right back
Yeah.
of the tournament.
Yeah.
Quick, Paul asked. I spoke to Barry about this. Danny Carvajal or Kyle Walker?
He's biased. This is not.
I think he can give a non-biased answer here.
Oh.
It's a tough one. I thought it was tough.
And also, people listening, feel free to comment.
Yeah.
Say what you think.
I think Walker is the better prototype right back, but I think Carvajal has one of the best kind of heads as a right back, if that makes sense. Right?
Exactly what I said.
He knows the loopholes, the little tricks of everything, right? But Walker is just a specimen that you see what I'm saying? So that's why it's tough.
Exactly.
And that's why it's unfortunate. You know who would have been fantastic for England? Sorry.
Ooh.
You know, if he was in shape and in form, Reece James.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
he's always
he's always
injured.
injured. This is sad.
He's one of the best
It's so
right backs in the
unfortunate
world.
because
Yeah.
if he was healthy, he is the best right back in the world. He would definitely be. Him or
Because he has
Kimmich.
everything.
Because Kimmich, I love Kimmich.
It's because
Yeah,
Kimmich can play
Kimmich,
anywhere, so it's hard to consider him
But
a right
he's
back.
just
Like
so good.
he played for Germany as a right back, and he played late in the year with Bayern as a right back, and you can see like even though he played the last 4 or 5 years as a center defensive midfielder,
Well, he was
he's special. He's
the
special.
second coming of Philip Lahm.
But they're the exact same player.
Yeah, they play.
Like it's ridiculous. They have the same stature.
Come
they
to
have the
City.
same style of play.
And well,
Crazy
speaking
how
of
company doesn't want him on the team. Are we gonna talk about like how he's not in Bayern's plans next season?
that
Doesn't make sense.
Hey, I know a team that needs a right back.
Yeah, actually, you do.
I need a
Milan
right back too.
spend
So
the money. No, y'all motherfuckers just hired. Y'all just signed Matthew Ryan.
Who?
Matty Ryan, baby, he's our backup goalie.
Okay.
No, you guys are not a
That's
serious club.
all I had to
You're
hear.
not
What
a
do you mean?
serious club.
Matty Ryan as a backup goalie is fine.
Who's your starting goalie?
Huh? It's Sviar. Sviar was our goalie last year. He was fantastic.
Yeah, but Brian, come on, stop.
Sviar was one of the best goalies in the world last season.
Can you sign a real player, please?
We did. We signed their fee for quite the fee.
Who?
I have no fucking clue who he is.
Bro.
We spent $25 million on our friends.
This guy's sending his scouts to fucking Serie D to sign players over here.
I don't know who he is, but it was 25 mil. So
also Barry, I found out that my bees don't know was a Lazio fan. I didn't know that.
Ooh.
I asked my Zio. I said, "Yo, Zio," because I know my bees no used to watch soccer all the time. I'm like, Zio, like who was not know a fan of? He's like, he's always a Lazio fan. I said, that is hilarious. And he's like, he would always complain about three things: either A, the refs; B, the team was shit; or C, they fucked up and they missed the goal, or they missed an opportunity to tie the game and score. I'm like, sounds about right.
Sounds like Lazio. Yeah, sounds like them.
Fair.
No. Speaking of Germany,
yeah, they're gonna be special in a couple years.
What did you guys make of that handball by Cucurella?
That's a handball.
Handball.
Now,
any day.
I understand, to my knowledge, because I think I had missed that part of the game. I watched the first half, and I was like on my phone trying to watch the rest of the game, but they didn't call offside, because I think it was offside, but they didn't call it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my gripe. If you didn't call it,
me too. Absolutely.
You got to call that handball, because now we might be talking about Germany having won the Euro.
Yep.
Well, they were, to me, those two teams were the best teams alternate.
Yeah.
Germany or Spain, and it was like the battle.
That was a great game. That was the best game of the tournament.
That was
for sure.
That was
like it was just back and forth. Those were great teams. Like it just sucks that it ended like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that the ref in question is the ref in question for the Roma Sevilla game in the final. It's the exact same ref who didn't call the handball against Sevilla.
Trash ref.
So it's like
I understand if your arms.
I don't, and it's crazy that Anthony Taylor has been criticized all season long in the Premier League. He was one of the worst refs this year in the Premier League, and yet he still gets big moment games. I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
But Germany's future is bright, man. Their future is so freaking bright. Like Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala.
Them two together.
Kai Havertz.
That's a dynamic
needs to get the fuck off the field.
He had the most
he scores one goal for every 15 chances. You kind
of. But why is Füllkrug not starting?
Bro, and he was banging in goals when he came in.
Yeah, anytime he came in, he was scoring.
He almost tied it against Spain.
He
hit
did
the post.
Well, he did. Well, there was one goal they called offside, no? Or was that a wrong game?
No,
I
it was
a game.
I don't remember. But
there was another game he scored a goal and it got called off.
And this, once again, hire me coaches if you want me to evaluate your starting 11 before a game. I'll let you know what's up. But
my only thing is I'm not a fan of Jonathan Tah. I know he had a good year with Leverkusen, but he's shaky.
Yeah, that's valid. Well, I doubt he'll be starting in 2026. That's my. I'm sure they'll find someone. I'm sure there's a nice German center back out there that will be starting alongside Rudiger by 2026. I didn't like the left side of their back line. Kimmich and Rudiger, you got me. on that right
Yeah,
side.
he played decent. What was his name?
Maximilian, what's his name? The left back was okay.
He plays
He
for
plays for
Dortmund, right?
Stuttgart.
Stuttgart. Yeah,
No,
he
he plays
played
for
decent
Stuttgart.
actually.
Yeah.
Is Neuer
Anyways,
playing next
Germany.
tournament?
Pardon?
Is
He
Neuer playing
could.
next
Like it's
tournament?
he's not retired yet, so he could.
Next
It's
one's probably his
possible.
last then.
But
Yeah.
even if they're
If Ter
missing
Stegen.
Neuer, it's not like it's not like a big loss.
No.
We
So
got
it's
Ter
like
Stegen been waiting to start.
been
Yeah.
waiting.
So no, we'll see. Germany has a bright future. And last but not least,
The champions.
champions. Man, let me tell you something.
That kid's special.
Bro.
I know they're gonna be Barca guys. Nico, well, Lamine's already a Barca guy,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Nico's gonna
will
be a
be a
Barca
boss.
guy.
If
Yeah,
they could find the funds.
yeah. Well, they'll find the fun.
Apparently they do,
They'll
but
sneak they'll sneak the money somewhere.
I can't hate them. I can't hate them.
No. No.
I love them. Matter of fact, I love them because first of all, they're two brothers in Spain. I already gotta I gotta support. And Nico and Lamine, their connection is
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yamal
I
had
didn't want to
4
like it.
assists
I
this
hate
tournament.
Spain. I don't like Spain. I do not like
You hate
Spain.
But you
Spain and you
gotta
hate
love their
Barcelona.
soccer. It's like some of the best
Yes,
soccer
I
in
love
the
the
world.
soccer. Like it was refreshing. Like Paul
Yeah.
said, it was refreshing.
They were the only
And
team exciting attacking. Like it was the only team that brought
Germany.
excitement.
Germany.
Yeah, them two. Like what I said, they were the two best teams all
Yeah.
tournament. But I'm saying like going forward, it was you had Nico on one side and Yamal on the other. Just
Yeah.
like
And
we didn't see
Danny
dribbling this
Olmo,
tournament. Like
who didn't even
when
start,
he came in,
because Pedri got
He,
injured.
well,
which
because
was a
Cruz
blessing in
decided to kill
disguise.
him.
And even
Well,
Blessing.
last tournament he played fantastic. And I'm like, look, he plays for Leipzig, who's still a top team in Germany. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I rate him so high. I'm surprised no team, except for City's kind of
His
looking at him right
buyout
now.
clause
But
is 65 mil.
that's what
so
I'm
it's not
saying.
even like
I thought
it's,
last
yeah,
tournament he was gonna get bought out. But
Yeah.
anyways,
No, him coming in was a blessing in disguise because
yeah.
Pedri was doing Pedri things, but
Dude, yeah.
Pedri doesn't have the offensive threat that Danny Olmo does.
No, because
And-
it's because he does that. His attacking sense is like that pass that he'll create for someone.
yeah,
Whereas like Danny Olmo can dribble through and actually create that goal he scored was insane. The one that was an own goal, but they gave it back to him afterwards. Like
and he
that's the
saved
shit
it
you
off
can
the
do. Like
line.
they're perfect. Their perfect midfield for the future is going to be Rodri, Pedri, and him. Like
Yeah.
you have the one guy in Danny Olmo attacking. You can
Yeah,
have Pedri as the midfielder.
No love for your boy Gabby.
Well, I've always been a Pedri guy over Gabby to be
Yeah, but you're not starting
Right?
over
It's
Rodri
like-
anyways.
exactly, and it's like but it's also a good problem to have. Like it's the old Spain's problem to have, right? If you have an overloaded midfield, that's great because the most important players on
And
teams are
Ruiz actually
midfielders.
had a decent pretty good tournament.
Yeah, like it's not a bad. Like I've been critical of him, especially last year with PSG. He was,
Yeah, but he did
like,
solid with
he
Spain.
wasn't good. But yeah,
And
But
listen, and
Spain
even
versus PSG, very different soccer, so it's like two different
And-
players.
even when Rodri got injured in the final, Otamendi came on and was like you didn't even notice.
Zubamendi.
Sorry,
Zuba,
my
yeah.
bad. My bad. Yeah, Zubamendi. He came on and it was you didn't even notice it.
No,
You know what I mean? Like, Spain is seamless. And I thought when Rodri got injured, I'm like, damn, England's about to win this shit.
yeah,
They're lucky.
I thought it was bad news.
And I couldn't tell. Because Nico Williams and Lamine were a problem. And I wish Lamine had gotten that goal.
Yeah,
Pickford made a great save,
great
but
save.
I did wish
He
that
put it
Lamine had
close in
gotten
the
that
middle.
goal.
Yeah,
They're dangerous. They're
his
dangerous.
assist,
I don't think
great assist by him though. So
I don't think they're gonna win the World Cup.
no,
No.
like they'll be compete. Like they'll always compete. That's
You know what it is? I find it's too wide open for anyone to dominate. Right?
Yeah.
You look at when Spain dominated in the late 2000s, early
08, 10, and
2010s.
12.
Yeah, 08, 10, and 12.
Wait.
When you look at the other international teams, let's keep it a stat.
They bodied. Yeah,
No, but no other
There was
team was
the
like
quality,
in
yeah.
their
Yeah.
prime. Like
Yeah.
Germany wasn't in their prime. right? Like you didn't have Philip Lam and Thomas Mueller and Tony Cruz. Like these guys, like Tony Cruz wasn't even on the team, right? He was still a
No.
baby, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Italy was kind of on the way out,
Yeah.
right?
It was
Yeah.
end of the
And
previous era trying to.
and 08 when they were 2 years removed from the World Cup, like they were a little bit older now and on
That
their
was
way
pretty
out.
intense.
And they still gave them the toughest matchup
Yeah,
of the
it
final
was an
of the
era of like the teams weren't in their prime, but they were like in a
exact
like
France was
some
a
of the greatest
disaster.
prime. Yeah.
France was a disaster.
Yeah.
England was still England, but we
It
know
was
they're
a
not going to get
disaster
shit
at that
done.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brazil, this is the transition out of R9 and Ronaldinho,
Yeah.
Adriano, Kaká, all these guys.
Yeah.
So like they kind of dominated. I don't want to say a weak era because whatever, but like they kind of dominated in a
They took
time
advantage of what
of
was around them.
of
But they
there being like
dominated,
no
like
one else.
right, like it's not
Yeah,
like
that was pure. Yeah.
they squeaked by, but like they showed they dominated, right? It's
They
Yeah.
not
beat
like
us.
Well,
a
They
listen,
beat us 4-0 in the final
listen.
or
yeah,
whatever it was.
exactly.
Their
Well, right?
toughest test,
They dogged us.
the second best international team at that time was probably Netherlands, and
Yeah.
Netherlands gave them all that they had, and they almost won.
Yeah.
Netherlands, I would say, was probably the only other team that was
And
that.
it took it for an it took for an Iniesta extra time winner, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what it took for them to
Exactly,
win the World Cup, and
exactly.
then yeah. So
So, anyways, I don't think they're gonna win the World Cup in 2026.
The teams are very like even this turn, right? I mean, it was between Germany and Spain, at least for me. But now you go into the World Cup, like teams are a lot more on the same par. Like there's still
Well, in
like
terms of
right.
talent, it's France and England still.
yeah,
Uh,
I think for talent wise, those two probably have the most top end talent. I don't think depth wise they're the greatest, especially France defensively will never convince me.
no.
I don't know why. Like
You don't like
Saliba was
Saliba?
good this turn.
Yeah,
No,
but
him yes. The other two I don't. I'm not
Yeah,
convinced of Konate and
but
Upamecano.
you're not gonna have to worry about those guys because Lenny Euro's coming.
yeah.
Lenny Euro's
I,
coming. Rafael Varane 2.0.
but that I don't. He better be better than Varane because I
Yeah,
never.
Ren
There.
was
I thought he was a product of being next to Ramos for
yeah,
a decade, right? So,
glorified
and
second
we
wife.
saw what he did in Man United. Even though, like, I mean, he went there when he was what 28, 29. So
That's also not a good. That's also not a good because who recently goes to Man United and looks good.
exactly, but
Nobody.
that's his own fault, right? He should have known that. Same thing with Casemiro. I mean, Casemiro was on the downslopes of his career.
Well,
Like the
but
midfield
his
was,
first Casemiro's first year he was good.
yeah, and then he fell off a cliff this year. Like it
Yeah.
was like completely different
Yeah.
dude this year.
Yeah.
So
But he lost his legs, that's why you could tell.
yeah, but it's crazy how you can decline that quickly in 1
Once
year.
your legs go, your legs go. Like that's it. It's like
Yeah.
80% of soccer.
Was there anything else soccer wise you guys want to tackle?
No. I just want to know what the fuck
No.
Man U's gonna do up front. Like,
Double. You have to play Xerxes behind
right?
Hoyland
Like
as a center forward. Yeah,
That's also
Xerxes would be
frustrating.
a
It's like
pressure.
that was also frustrating about this for in Milan's case because it's like, bro, like they got Hoyland. Why are you guys not on this? Like they don't even need Xerxes.
But it's
I
because they're
just
not
hope
going to use Xerxes as an in and out. He's going to be more creative over anything else.
they got no,
Yeah.
like they're doing some good transfers. I have to
Yeah,
admit.
they're being, but it's like finally, right?
all they
Yeah.
need to do is
change
sign Delict.
ownership.
Yeah.
Once they sign Delict, I think that'll be really good.
I
I
still
think
If
they
they
need
wing
another
backs.
midfielder as well.
Also, the Ricardo
Eh.
Calafiori deal Arsenal might fall through.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know.
why?
Like it's
Did they say why?
been weirdly
Appar-
quiet.
Apparently, Bologna and Basel, who I believe
Yes, because Basel has a 50% sell-on clause.
exactly. Apparently, they're having an issue coming terms to a deal. And Bologna is threatening to just completely shut the deal down completely.
Jesus.
Well, that's what happens when you sign a 50% sell-on clause, like an absolute idiot.
Actually, United just did that with Greenwood. He's going to Marseille.
50% sell-on clause.
30 million
I
and
would not
50%
be.
sell-on clause. I'm
I
pretty
would
sure.
not be surprised if Marseille wins Ligue 1.
They're
getting
getting a lot
talent.
of good. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
for everything that Greenwood's done wrong,
Yeah,
still very talented.
yeah.
But
Like
it's just
it's
like
not a
it's tough
question of
to
his
see him
talent
out
as a
there in
soccer player. It's more a question of his life choices.
person.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Um, anything
I
else?
saw he was linked with Lazio, which was funny
Yeah, I
to me.
saw that. But Marseille's making some pickups.
Yeah.
Marseille's making pickups. Um, NBA.
Yeah.
All
Quickly
right.
do quick.
Yeah, quick thing. So obviously we got to transition to the NBA. Summer league right now. It's a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
Olympics is starting next week,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll definitely see what happens with that. Joel Embiid has not looked good so far in the two exhibition games that the USA have played.
Kind of almost like he's not
Unfortunately,
American.
yeah, and unfortunately, Kawhi Leonard is no longer with the team.
Nope.
I don't think Derek White should have been called up in Kawhi Leonard's absence.
That's it.
You have Jalen Brown as an opportunity as a player. You have
PG.
Paul George. You have Paolo Banchero, who played with Team USA at the FIBA
Oh
World
shit.
Cup, and
Yeah.
Grant Hill. You were working your damnedest to plead Paolo away from Italy, from playing with the Italian
Yeah.
national
Yeah.
team. And then when you have an opportunity to call him up, you don't. And then you're gonna go talk about how you want the team to mesh, and you. This is why you brought in Derek White. I love Grant Hill, but you're full of shit. It's Team USA has never been about that.
No.
Team
No.
USA
It's
is
about
about
accepting a role on the team and
yes,
performing. Like it's everyone's gonna have a specific role. Like
yes.
everyone's gonna be superstars. Like that's what the U.S. is the dominant in basketball. Everyone's on this team is going to be a superstar, but everyone's going to have to tail it back. I've seen it in years past. Like when D Wade and all those guys were on. D Wade said, "I'll come off the bench because like you understand like there's going to be sacrifices on these teams. So it's like to not take these
Donovan
superstars
Mitchell,
because
another player that was an
yeah,
opportunity. That was,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
I'm not saying that you're not going to have controversy about leaving
yeah,
someone out, but Derek White,
yeah. Just because you
what?
want a defensive guy and not disrupt, like you're telling me that
The,
I understand Derek White's a great defender. You're telling me if you're telling Jalen Brown just to play a defensive role, he can't just be as great if he doesn't have to worry about the offense. Like he's gonna put his ego aside to try to win a gold medal. Like
Yep.
yeah.
it's I don't.
And when you look at 2012, right? Like it was Kobe, LeBron, Prime, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. Now you had a guy
Carmelo
like Andre Iguodala, which
was
maybe
Carmelo on
there
the team.
was
Yeah.
some. Pardon,
Was Carmelo on the team? Yeah, that
Carmelo,
year.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And maybe you could have found someone that was better than Andre Iguodala.
yeah,
Valid, that's fair. But also, I understand the fit. How many other players would you have taken? Maybe D Wade, valid, sure, but maybe I don't know. I don't know D Wade's health at the time. I can't remember.
mm-hmm.
Chris Paul was on that team as well. Deron Williams was on that team. Baller. Tyson Chandler. There wasn't a better center than
Defensive
Tyson Chandler
stopper.
at the time.
Yeah,
No, there
Maybe
wasn't.
Dwight
defensive
Howard,
stopper. Yeah,
but Dwight Howard
yeah,
was also dealing with back injuries,
Yeah.
yeah.
right? Like this isn't so Dwight Howard was definitely an option on that team as well. But my point is that Team USA is about star power.
Yeah.
I look at those guys that I just named, Tyson Chandler, who was one of the best centers in the league at the time, and I think he might have won Defense Player of the Year that year.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Andre Iguodala in his prime, and
Freak
especially
athlete. Yeah,
freak athlete, great defender, and Derek White is a great defender for
yeah,
sure. But those guys that we just named, Paul
yeah.
George, and Jalen Brown, I would argue are just as good of defenders as Derek White.
If they have to just solely focus on defending, for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Like these guys on a normal day basis have more of a responsibility on their plate because they're asked
Yeah,
to score 25 plus a game. But if you're
exactly.
telling him, hey, don't got to worry about offense, just worry about covering the number one option when you're on, I feel like they could all do that.
Exactly. And also you have guys on the team now that can defend. LeBron
Yeah.
in a tournament like this, he's gonna defend.
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Durant can defend. Anthony Edwards can defend. Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis, right? Like you
Tatum can
had Devin
defend. They're
Booker.
all good
Okay, I can
defenders. Yeah.
understand. Now
Yeah.
we're starting to fall off a little bit. But you have guys that can defend, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't really get it. But unfortunately, Kawhi is on the team. It would have been fun to see it.
It was also a weird situation.
But yeah, and then they
I don't
haven't.
get
It's
it.
really up in the air about who decided
Because
what. If
teams,
it's
it's because
organization,
they're
if
not
it's Team
allowed.
USA.
They're not allowed to announce if it's organization. Teams are not allowed to say you're not allowed to go to the tournament, which is why
Yeah.
it's very confusing.
Well, I
Which
mean,
is
look
why
at
they
Andrew
haven't been
Wiggins.
convincing. Same situation,
Right?
right?
They're kind of screwing Andrew Wiggins, or Golden State's kind of screwing Andrew Wiggins over because they
Yeah,
want to trade him and they want him
yeah,
to be healthy. Bullshit. That's
yeah,
bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. Golden State is, you guys, that's some horse shit. Let him play for the Canadian.
yeah.
When's he going to get this opportunity again? Andrew Wiggins is not getting any younger,
No,
right? And who knows this type of Canadian talent is going to come out by the next Summer
yeah.
Olympics. That's some bullshit. Um, anyways, so I'm excited to see the Olympics. I'm excited to see what Canada does.
I think
Hopefully
we
it
can
goes
medal.
well.
I
I
think
think we can
so.
medal as well, but it'll be tough. We have a tough group. We
Yeah.
have a tough group. And last but not least, we gotta get to Bronny James.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't the worst
Mr.
last
Team.
night. Alex Sarr was far worse
Oh,
last night than Bronny James.
Alex Sarr put up his own. What's it called? What's his
Zero
name?
stat line.
Tony Snell,
Tony
Yeah,
Snell. Yeah.
Tony Snell performance. There you go.
0
Had
for
his own Tony.
50, 0 for 15, 0 for 7 from 3, 0 for 15
Zero
from the field,
rebounds.
0 rebounds, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, and 3
Yeah.
turnovers. I'm pretty sure Alex Sarr is close to 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Number 2 overall pick.
In the Summer League,
Yeah.
you can't get one bucket, one, not one bucket at 7 feet tall in Summer League. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So that's bad. But Bronny, listen, I'm a
Steve
Laker
Irving.
fan.
Yeah.
Oh, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with it.
You don't
I don't have
have
a
a
problem
problem with it?
with Bronny getting selected and play. Like, I'm
Oh,
not.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
don't have a
expect
problem with
Bronny.
them getting selected.
no,
Like,
at all.
I
And everyone knew it's
understand.
going to be a steep learning curve for the guy. Like
Yeah, and
he's
listen,
6'1", so he is
if he
undersized.
wasn't LeBron's son, would he be in the league? Obviously not. Like, this is evident. If any other player that was their dad wasn't LeBron and they had those numbers,
Yeah.
they're going back to college
Yes.
Yep.
easily. Now, can he develop into? I can't remember who. Man, it's gonna bother me.
Oh,
I don't know.
JJ said he's like a Lou Dort,
Lou
Yes,
Dort,
exactly.
which
JJ,
and I
exactly.
can see that.
that was a
I
good
can see
I
good
can
that.
see.
comparison.
I can see that,
It's
and
a very good comparison.
hopefully for him, he can do that because he's very athletic.
Yeah.
He's young.
He's already
He's
a good defender. You can
he's a
see
very
it
good
Yeah.
in
defender.
summer league. Like there's
Yeah.
everyone's gonna blow some clips out of proportion. Like he's gonna get beat on a play, and those are going to be the ones streamed everywhere because his name is Bronny, and it's just gonna get clipped. But there were moments in these games where he played great defense. Like it's to say like that he's played terribly on both sides of the court isn't true. He hasn't shot the ball well.
No.
That's very true. He's 0 for 15 from 3 or whatever the number is.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
I get it. And I
He's over
saw
12.
he had said after one of the games that he's in a little bit of a shooting slump. And then I was watching the
I think I know where you're going with this. I laughed.
I was watching Gilbert Arenas podcast, and Kenyon Martin's like, you can't call it a slump if you've never got going in the end. So it's just a learning curve. Like that's what it is right now. You just got to learn, and
Yeah.
it's right. Like he's right. Like you're not in a slump. It's just this is new for you. You're in
Well, speaking
in
of
this situation. Yeah.
speaking of what you just said, I just got a notification that Bronny broke his 3-point skid, so he just hit a three. That's some pretty crazy timing.
Yeah.
That's some pretty crazy timing. So listen, I hope the best for Bronny. I hope that he can develop into a quality NBA player, and take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of him. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, I'm sure he recognizes that he's lucky. He's lucky to be in his
Yeah.
position. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, he shouldn't feel like, uh, don't feel insecure about it. Like, just embellish it, take advantage of it, and don't listen to what people have to say. Because if you do, then you're gonna get eaten alive.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure LeBron's already told him that. So I wish nothing but the best for Bronny and my Lakers.
All he has to do is put his head down and just keep working because he'll get like he's talented. Like people are gonna not talk about like the start of his season last year where he did have the cardiac arrest, and that does stunt his growth because he had to go through surgery, had to go through rehab, and then finally got to the season, right? So he's gonna be behind all these guys because off season work more than him, right? So he's already starting with a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take time, and honestly, this whole year he shouldn't he should be in the G League all season this year, right? So it's
Probably.
like that's probably going to be good for his development because he'll probably be playing regulars, right? So
Yeah, I agree. Anything else?
I think we tackled everything we missed the last month.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 15 of Unmatched. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, whatever you feel. If you disagree with us, if you agree with us, let us know. We want to hear your opinion. It's a sports, man. We want to hear what it's about. This is what it's about: debating and conversing, and, theory crafting, all this good stuff. So don't be shy. And yeah, Danny Carvajal or Kyle Walker. Let us know what you guys think. You already know I'm going with Danny Carvajal, but
He's got the trophies, right?
he
He's
doesn't. He
what,
doesn't.
27 trophies now,
Something
like
Yeah,
like that, yeah.
a lot.
some of that.
And he's to me he's better technically. Kyle Walker's the better athlete, he's physically better, but brain and understanding the game, and that's just the Spanish way of playing, right?
I think it's kind. I think that debate kind of reminds me of, like if I'm including newer players or younger players, it's kind of like Theo Hernandez and Alfonso Davies. Like Alfonso Davies is more of the physical specimen, more of the
Yeah.
athlete,
But
whereas
also Theo Hernandez is physically gifted as well. He's
no,
one of
he's
the
definitely physically gifted, but
yeah,
That's what I, yeah.
yeah,
he's better
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
technically, and
that's right.
Alfonso is better defensively than Theo.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, it
it's
kind
a
of
very
reminds me of that.
underrated part of Davies' game in my
Yeah,
eyes, is defensive abilities.
exactly. But that's episode 15. So thanks for
Yeah.
listening.
He's
Peace.